Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am back once again with another movie review. And this review is one of my favorite Eddie Murphy films. So, Eddie Murphy, had a great, well, he still has a great career, but if you look back around the 80s and 90s, his career was really um, sparking because, I mean, every film he had and every film he was coming out with was just doing well. I mean, we look back at the 80s, we're looking at like 48 Hours and Trading Places, which is one of my all time favorites. We've got the Beverly Hills Cop films. And then in the 90s, he did a lot of good films. And then, of course, he eventually started doing a few really bad films. And I think it all started once he did The Adventures of Pluto Nash. But there's I think, a really great horror film, a hidden gem when it comes to films, and a very underrated film. So this came out in 1995. It's got Angela Bassett, or Bassett. I'm not sure how you pronounce her last name, but gorgeous woman. One of my favorite actresses. You've also got Kadeem Hardison, who is one of my favorite actors. He's in The Sixth Man and a few other films. Um, and it's directed by Wes Craven. So Eddie Murphy never, with a lot of directors out there, one of the directors he wanted to work with was Wes Craven. So they ended up doing a vampire film called Vampire in Brooklyn. So Eddie Murphy plays this vampire who basically is brought into the modern day that the film takes place in. I can't remember the plot too much, but I know it leads to him meeting Angela Bassett's character, and basically he wants to turn her into a vampire. Kadeem Hardison kind of plays his assistant, and I will have some spoilers for this because there is something I really want to talk about that I wish they would have done. Um, but yeah, he basically is trying to turn her into his bride, his undead bride, and she's got a love interest who is basically tries to help her take down Eddie Murphy's character. It's a fun movie. It's definitely interesting. It's definitely weird. I think the chemistry between Eddie Murphy and Wes Craven, I think, is great. I'm glad that we got to see a collaboration with both of them. Um, Even if they didn't do anything afterwards, at least we got this. But it is a hidden gem, I think. It's not one everybody talks about. I like the atmosphere to it. Is the score's great. Um, great cast. Um, it's crazy to think that this was released in 1995. Eddie Murphy's performance, I think, is fantastic. It's cool to see him in a villain role. We're so used to him playing the good guy, the hero. So to see him play the villain, I think was pretty good. And I think it's like the only film he has out of his filmography where he plays the good guy. I could be wrong with that, but I think it's the only one I've seen where he plays a villain. But one thing I do want to talk about. So at the end of the film, when Eddie Murphy's character is killed, there is a ring that Eddie Murphy's character had worn, and when Kadeem Hardison's character puts it on. Now, Kadeem Hardison's character is basically like an undead corpse. When he finally puts the ring on, he basically becomes a vampire. He like it's almost like he just completely heals. And it kind of left off for a sequel. Why we never got a sequel is beyond me. I think it would have been great to see Kadeem Hardison kind of reprise the role and see what his character would have done. I thought that would be interesting, but that's kind of the only disappointment I have with this is that it kind of led to a potential sequel that could have been, but I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Like I said, I can't remember the plot too much because it has been a while, but I figured I would do a review on what I know and remember from this film. But yeah, if you guys have not seen this, I would highly recommend it. If you're a fan of Wes Craven, a fan of Eddie Murphy, and you want to see a good collaboration, this is a must. So, with that being said, I want to thank you guys to my review for Vampire in Brooklyn. I do apologize that it wasn't the best review, but it is what it is. Um, and if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and comment down below. And until next time, guys, take care, and I'll see you in a future video.